Good evening, and thank you for watching Sacred Rose Tarot. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. That helps grow the channel. Also, please remember that not every message is going to resonate, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't, okay? Today's message comes to us from Archangel Raziel. Archangel Raziel is known as the keeper of God's secrets, and he is one of the highest of the orders, one of the highest archangels in the order of archangels, something like that. Anyways, it says here, thank you, Raziel, for helping me channel my gifts and talents. And since I don't think his name isn't as commonplace as some of the other archangels, like Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Metatron, things like that, I was going to go ahead and read his card just so y'all can be familiar if you are not already, okay? And his card comes to us from the Angel Prayers Oracle cards by Kyle Gray. And it says here, your spiritual gifts and talents are starting to come into alignment at this time. Whether you realize it or not, you have the special ability to inspire others through your own personal achievements, goals, and lessons. Ask yourself how you can pass on any of your lessons to others in a gentle and supportive way. Also, be aware as your psychic and intuitive abilities are strengthening, the angels are preparing your energy to help you share. The expanded interpretation says, whether you are a natural intuitive, psychic, dancer, writer, yoga teacher, or whatever, you have the natural ability to connect with spirit because you are spirit. You were also born with talents and gifts. You may not see them, but that doesn't mean they are not there. Pay attention over the next few weeks to anyone asking you to show them something or help them with problems that you've already overcome in your own life. You have spiritual gifts coming into alignment, and Archangel Raziel wants to help you channel them, so go for it. Archangel Raziel, Raziel's name means secrets of God, and he is the angel who is most like a yoga guru. He has mastered all the secrets of spiritual growth and the universal laws. If you're interested in using the law of attraction to develop as a clairvoyant, Raziel is the angel who can be of most support to you. Call on him to guide your spiritual journey, and he will help you align your mind, body, and soul as one. That is a very powerful message. Very interesting. Okay. So in the message that he is bringing us today, the first card out comes to us from the Keepers of the Light Oracle cards. Yeah, I think that's Keepers of the Light Oracle cards. And this is Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is coming in to show us transcendence. It says here, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. I like that he sort of like makes me get this vibe of dancing to the beat of his own drum. So that's cool. However, I'm not sure if I've read this card to you guys before, so I'm going to read this quickly. And again, it comes to us from the Keepers of the Light Oracle cards, also by Kyle Gray. Shiva is one of India's trinity of male god figures. He is depicted wearing a cobra around his neck, representing his capacity to tame fear or the ego, surrounded by stars, showing his connection to the cosmos, and holding a trident, acknowledging three aspects of divine masculine power in India: creator, preserver, and destroyer. He's known as the destroyer because of his warrior-like energy and ability to destroy fear. That's interesting. Okay. He is a facet of the divine father energy and offers paternal protection, support, and guidance. He is also acknowledged as the cosmic dancer because he helps coordinate the interaction between Earth and the cosmos. It's interesting. I'm getting some heavy cosmic energy with this. He has the capacity to help us move beyond the fear of failure and into clarity and connection. The extended message says, Lord Shiva is with you right now to awaken your sense of connection to life itself. You're moving through a deep transition, and things will be clearer from this point. You will know exactly what you need to do and where you need to be. This is a powerful time, as you will transcend the limitations that others have set for you. It is a time of innovation, ideas, stargazing. Interesting, stargazing, okay. Soul traveling and soul revealing. Shiva, the Lord of Dance, is here with his sacred sound of Om. to lead the way. Oh, okay. Okay, I like the Om. I can get into that. All right, let's see. And I clarified with the tarot. The first card out was the Four of Wands. Four of Wands talks about stability. It talks about building a solid foundation. So here we have this transcendence. We have this like rise up, honor your inner force. You're being supported heavily by the divine. We've got Raziel over here, and we've got Lord Shiva coming into the same reading. And this Archangel Raziel is the keeper of God's secrets. And he's like, here, I'm here to tell you something. You've got some pretty good stuff coming in store for you. And I like how he's got his hands out. To me, I love this look. He's got his hands out. It's like he's bestowing a new gift upon you. He's like generating energy your way, like sending energy to you, sending love and light to you, sending positive energy. And it's all like this yellow and orange. Yellow is solar plexus chakra. Orange is sacral chakra. So maybe there's something to do, because there's so much heavy yellow and orange in here. So maybe there's something to do with helping unblock. Maybe there's some blockages, solar plexus, sacral chakra. Maybe some blockages going on there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep reading. But here we have Four of Wands, so that's a good start, right? Stability, a solid foundation, love it. The next card out is Judgment. Judgment is major arcana, and this card doesn't look like a typical Rider-Waite tarot card. In the typical Judgment card, it's got this big archangel, which most people refer to as Gabriel blowing the trumpet, basically, coming out of the clouds. And then there's people coming out of coffins, and they're like standing up, and they're raising their arms up like, yay, we're ready to be taken up. And it's like, this divine call, right? And so when the Judgment card comes out, sometimes it means that there's also like maybe you've cast judgment on something. Maybe you've decided to remove something from your life. You're like, this is no longer serving me. This isn't good. I'm therefore going to call judgment on it to remove it from my life. Sometimes it's sort of like we're giving ourselves permission to do that. Like we were saying, okay, this is a justified type of decision. I'm calling judgment on something. I'm saying, yes, this is good for me. It stays. These people are good for me in my friend group. They stay. This person over here is toxic. This person's got to go. This person over here is like breadcrumbing me or gaslighting me or ghosting me or just not beneficial to me, not stepping to me the way they should be. They got to go. Like, so you're saying what is just in my life, what is not just in my life. These are the things that get to stay. These are the things that are going to go. So you're casting this judgment here. Okay. Also, I feel like there's a lot of balance in that card because you're saying this is good, this is not good. So you're sort of tipping the scales. So you may have Libra highly aspected in your chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. And so balance could be a big part of this theme. Also, the Four of Wands is balanced, right? You've got 2 and 2. It takes 4 legs to hold up a chair, right? 4 legs on a table, so there's like balance, a weight distribution, a proper distribution to hold something solid. Yeah. And I feel like there's this big like balance situation happening with like what's going on with mind, body, soul, and spirit. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Lord Shiva's here to help balance that out. Okay. I'm okay. I'm getting it. I'm starting to tap in here. All right, the next card out was 6 of Cups. Six of Cups, is that like an aquarium? That's interesting. That's the first time I've seen this like aquarium in here. Like, what? Okay. Interesting. All right, 6 of Cups can speak of emotions. A lot of times it has to do with nostalgia. In the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, that's a picture of children, like a boy that's a little bit older, giving a cup with flowers in it to a little girl, and there's like all these other cups, 6 of them all together. So it could be like memories, could be nostalgia, could be some emotions toward maybe some new friends coming back in your life, or with this judge coming right after this Judgment card where you've decided who to keep and who to let go of, maybe the Six of Cups kind of helped you make those decisions, like having fond memories of people in the past that have always been there for you, or, you know, have done right by you. Cool, you get to stay over here. People that maybe were in your past that were not so good, they get the X, okay? They're like, bye-bye. Let's see what we got next. Oh, this one came out. I distinctly remember this one when it came out. It was upside down. So this one was in reverse. Nine of Swords in reverse means we're coming out of some sort of mental, self-imposed sort of mental prison. It could also mean when it's right way up, it talks about stress, worry, having anxiety, sleepless nights, being in this sort of like restless mind, can't sleep. I don't know if you've ever had that situation. I know I've had it in the past where I'm like tossing and turning all night. My head's on the pillow. I'm asleep. I'm trying to go to sleep and I'm tossing and turning and my mind just won't shut up. My mind just won't stop. So that when it's in the upright is what somebody's experiencing. When it's reversed means you're coming out of that. You're starting to think clearly. Your mind is starting to relax a little bit. You're out of that stress. You're out of that anxiety mode. You're getting more a little bit relaxed and centered, back to the balance, right? And the next card out was Seven of Pentacles. So Seven of Pentacles talks about putting the work in to build something, invest in something, something's important to you that you're trying to work on. And it's sort of it's a slow kind of energy. It's like when I say put work into it, it's like similar. I want you to get the mind picture of like when you're making a garden. You have to till the soil. That's going to take some work, right? Some hard labor in some cases. And you've got to put the seeds in the soil. And then you've got to water the soil. And then you got to make sure it's got the proper temperature, the proper light, the proper this, the proper that. You got to make sure there's no weeds. You got to go out and check on it. You got to put more water in it. You got to make sure you're tending to that garden. And that takes days. It takes patience. It takes effort. It takes commitment. And so this... when you see the traditional card, there's a man and he's kind of like leaning with this kind of satisfied grin, admiring his Seven Pentacles, which could be fruit on a vine. It could be like grapes on a vine. It could be like just this really pretty garden where all the fruit is blossoming and it's pretty. It's not like a bunch of rotten fruit. It's all healthy. And he's got this sort of satisfied grin on his face and he's like leaning kind of in a proud moment against his like gardening tools, and he's like, yeah, that's my work. I did that. I helped make that happen. And so the Seven of Pentacles is what is like putting in real work and effort. It's sometimes it's hard, you know, but it's dedicated and committed work. The next card out is a very pretty card. I love this card, Self-Acceptance. And this is, which card is this coming from? Angel Guide? Yeah, so it's, I love how in her curls up here, she's got like different colors. That's pretty. I never noticed that before. And I like how she's kind of holding her own face like, oh, I love me. And it talks all about self-acceptance. We've got a lot of pink, like compassionate kind of colors. And, like gentles. It's like I'm getting this like very gentle, calm, like take a deep breath, you know, just relax. She's like mothering herself. She's like being kind to herself. She's holding her face like the way a mother or a dear friend would, or somebody who really loves you deeply says like, hey, like, come here, look at me. You're beautiful and I love you and you need to love you too, you know? Oh, that's really pretty. All right, so let's read it. We got to see what this one says. And it does come to us from the Angel Guide Oracle book. So we've got 3 different angel cards out here by Kyle Gray. And this one says, you are making incredible efforts to heal and release habits and thoughts that once held you back. Good job. That takes a lot of work. That's where that Seven of Pentacles is coming from. Bam, right there. Woo! We're working on self-acceptance. I love it already. All right. Take a moment to look at yourself through the loving eyes of Mother, Father, God, and appreciate how far you've come, all the adversity you've faced, and the person you are today. Angels are wrapping their wings around you and encouraging you to see what they see. and they see you as perfect just the way you are. If your confidence has dropped recently, or you've not been as positive as you'd like to have been, change that now by giving yourself credit where it is due. Maybe you've discovered that negative talk and thoughts aren't working for you. This is a time to try loving yourself instead. To get started, try speaking to yourself more respectfully and giving yourself some leeway and some time to change. I'm going to pause right there. I don't know where, I'm sorry, I can't give the credit to who said it, but I will never forget the time I heard somebody say, and it might have been one of my sisters that told me, sometimes we got to stop and say, would I have just said that, whatever I was thinking to myself, or maybe I did say it to myself. Would I say that to my best friend? Would I talk that way to my child? Would I talk that way to somebody I cared about? Would I talk that way to my coworkers? Would I talk that way to a stranger on the street, or the lady in my cashier at the grocery store? Would I talk that way to my grandma? Would I let somebody else talk that way to my grandma? Would I let somebody talk to my mom that way? So sometimes we have to stop and say, wow, yeah, you know what? I was really being ugly to myself, or I was really being mean or saying something that really devalued me in that moment. And I'm like, whoa, let's put the brakes on. Halt, stop, pause, eject, throw it away, burn it, whatever. So I like to think that if we just stop sometimes, we can just put the pause button on something when it's like just being overly mean to ourselves, and it's like, wait, would you talk that way to your kid? Would you allow somebody else to talk that way to your kid? And whoever said that to me, whoever coined that phrase or came up with that kind of that's my cat going crazy up the stairs. Okay, so let's move on with the card reading here. Okay, so it says, when this card appears, know that your self-esteem and confidence have taken some knocks over the years, and you have had thoughts that are no longer serving you. But your angels want nothing more than for you to be happy and at peace, and they are drawing close now to help restore your confidence in yourself. You have the ability to live a life that you love. You have the ability to live a life that you love and experience that fully. So you have to recognize that you are worthy of it. Okay. So take some time today to realize that heaven loves you unconditionally. And unconditionally, just as a reminder, means you don't have to earn it. There's not something you need to act a certain way, be a certain way, look a certain way, or think a certain way. It's unconditional. It's like somebody giving you a gift. You just have to accept it. Okay. And then take small steps to loving yourself the same way. The outer world you experience is a mirror of the conversations you have on the inside with yourself. So align them with love. We have to remember to take every thought captive, you guys, especially negative ones. And I know it's like, it's work. It's 7 of Pentacles. It's putting that work in. It's watering the soil. It's tilling the soil. It's trimming the weeds away from the vine or the plants or whatever is happening, right? It's cutting off the bad fruit. It's calling judgment on things that don't serve us anymore. It's saying, hey, where's it at? This got to go. That can stay. This, clip it off the vine. That is going to stay. It's deciding to be present. You have to be, when you're holding your thoughts, when you're taking those thoughts captive, you have to be present. You can't just be in auto mode. You can't be on autopilot. You can't be on your phone zoning out. You can't be sitting in front of the TV zoning out, drooling, watching Netflix channels back to back, or YouTube channels, or whatever, obviously something that's going to inspire you and help further your growth. That's a different story. But when we talk about capturing our thoughts, especially negative ones, it forces us to be present. We have to be. We don't have a choice, because it's like, wait, what did I just say to myself? And you kind of snap out of your auto mode, right? Like, wait, what? Autopilot, disengage. Wait, what did I just say to myself? And then you have to take that thought out and say, yeah, that's not my thought. Boop, give that to the universe to heal that and send it wherever it needs to go. And then I'm going to replace it with a new thought, and I'm going to tell myself, I'm going to say, hey, instead of something like, man, your hair looks really bad today, I'm going to say, you know what? That's not my thought. I cancel that thought and give it back to the universe. And I replace that thought with something that's more accurate. Maybe my hair doesn't look its best today, but I'm a work in progress and the day's not done. And tomorrow is a new day. So maybe it'll look better tomorrow. That's okay. I don't have to be perfect. And it looks just fine for me to get what I need to get done. Bam. And I just leave it at that, right? I mean, it could be just something as simple as that. We tend to beat ourselves up a lot of times. And I think this self-acceptance card coming out is just super, super beautiful. It's a great reminder. All right. So the cards that came out here, and you guys are going to flip when you see some of these, because I've seen them. I haven't dove into them obviously yet, but we're going to do that together. The King of Swords. So yeah, we have to be honest with ourselves. King of Swords is somebody who is intelligent. They are sharp. They speak their truth. They don't make really like decisions based on emotions. So they're going to be pretty fair and impartial when they make their decisions. When the King of Swords comes out, it's like, here, I think specifically with what's going on in this reading so far, it's time to cut out, with this big sword here, cut out the things that aren't serving us, which we already know with the Judgment card, we're cutting out things that don't serve us, right? And we're going to sort of act like the gatekeeper to what's being accepted into our mind. Because this is also very air related. So when you see the King of Swords, swords are the suite of air. So we're talking Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius energy. And so it's all about like the mind and our thoughts and stuff. So we're going to this guy's saying, I think he's coming out in this reading for us to really be that active gatekeeper to what we're allowing into our head, what those thoughts are. Are they positive? Are they helping us? Or are they hurting us? Do I need to chop them off and chop that thought out and make a new thought, a better thought? Just like the example with the hairdo, or let it slide. Like, he's kind of like going to be our gatekeeper. I think what he's coming in here for today. Our mental gatekeeper. He's going to guard the mental gates here. And then the Knight of Cups comes in. Knight of Cups can speak of like new ideas, new creativity. If it were a relationship reading, it could also mean somebody, it could, in any given reading, I guess, it could mean somebody coming in with a bona fide offer of love. Knights are very endearing. They're action-oriented, generally speaking. They're going to do what they say. And he's got a big cup here. So I think it has to do with like some emotional balance here. So also maybe with the read here we've got going on, maybe also some taking some action to balance our emotions and maybe be sharp about what we invest our emotions in. Maybe like, because we're sort of being impartial with the King of Swords, we're making fair and impartial judgments, calling judgment on things, what serves us, what doesn't serve us. We're going to play guardian of the mind here, what is going to be allowed in, what's not going to be allowed in. Maybe this is sort of like, we're also not going to let our emotions get the best of us. We're going to have like a solid grasp on our emotions. Let's see how this kind of plays out here. And I think this Nine of Swords coming out is just a reflection of what we were dealing with in the past. Absolutely, because we had it in reverse over here. And I think this is just like when we don't do these things, when we're not guarding our thoughts, when we're not being emotionally balanced, that we can get stuck in our head. And then that's just going to lead to that, issues with self-acceptance and self-doubt and stuff like that. So I think that's just a reminder, like, this is how it was in the past, so let's not do that anymore. Because you've healed from it. The Star is here. And you notice there's one here too? Yeah. So, the Star is here. We've got 3 different decks out here with Tarot. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different decks out here with Tarot. So, this Star card is here reminding us that you've been healed from that. You don't have to worry about that. And the Star card is Major Arcana, and it comes right after the Tower in the tarot. The Tower is like the big devastating bam, blew your world up, knocked everything down, shook it to the foundation, everything. And that could have been physically, actually, literally. It could have been with a relationship. It could have been a massive betrayal. It could have been the loss of something major. It could have been any number of things. It could even have been like a personal mental prison, self-destruction, like bad, right? So when you see the Star, it's like, okay, there's healing after all of that. And especially after this Nine of Swords healing, you've healed from it, right? And it's a very positive, it's very positive when you get this Star card in your read. Some people talk about it being like a wish fulfilled, maybe a wish granted. The 7 little stars here represent the different chakras. So it also could mean that you're in alignment at this time. Spiritually, you're getting into spiritual alignment, you're healing, you're doing a lot of internal work. And I like too that because, you know, we're getting this gift brought to us from Archangel Raziel, and he's saying, hey, you've got some new spiritual gifts coming online. And we've got Lord Shiva out here, and he was talking about 3 different, you know, gifts, balancing all of that. Let me get his card out. And transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, dance with the universe. So here we're talking about dancing with the universe. And his card was all about stability and putting in the work and everything. So it looks like you've done that. You continue to do it. So good things are happening for you. And then the next card out, oh, the Magician. So you have 2 Major Arcana back to back here. And the Magician is basically saying, you're manifesting all of this. You're manifesting all of these good things. And so keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting that work in. Because the fruits of your labor, the fruits of your efforts are paying off. And you're really your co-creator right now with everything in your universe. So it's actually really beautiful, really powerful. The next card is, well, not that one, is Compassion. And this one also came to us from the Angel Guide Oracle deck. And Composure, rather, I'm sorry. Composure talks about this guy, see how he's sitting here, he's meditating, and he's like, oh man, if you only knew. And there's a lot of blue here. So he wants to tell somebody off. He wants to like speak his truth, but he's being calm and he's being centered and he's being like, okay, I'm just going to calm down. I'm going to restrain myself, keeping my composure. I could probably, in the meaning of this card, when I looked it up, it was talking about how, maybe you can tell somebody off and maybe you're totally right. But you know what? We don't always have to be right. Sometimes we just need to be at peace. Sometimes the right part of it is missing the whole point. You can be right about something. Okay, so what? What then? Congratulations, you're right. Okay. But in a lot of cases, people's pride get in the way, everything like that, and then it just turns into this ugly thing that takes place. And you could say, you could totally speak your truth and tell somebody off for 5 minutes straight if they're just sitting there listening to you and they let you do that. But is it really going to matter? Are they really going to hear what you're saying? Or are they just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Are you done yet? You know, in their mind, they're totally checked out, right? So sometimes the power is not in telling somebody off, is not like winning the fight, is not being the warrior. Sometimes the power is in maintaining your composure and just not getting into the fight, being at peace and going within to ask yourself. Sometimes we need to ask ourselves, like, what is making us respond in that way? Why are we getting like triggered or something? Do we have some sort of inner healing? Like, what's that making us get all set off on the inside? And then we kind of get on this whole other thought process, like, wait, what? Why was I feeling some kind of way about that? And then so we can work on our self and inner healing. Anyways, the Composure card talks about maintain your composure, keep a grip, you know, stay steady, exercise restraint. You don't have to be right. You don't have to always be the warrior. Just go within and be peaceful, okay? And sometimes that's a lot of work. And sometimes, you know, Not everybody's going to appreciate it, but you will, because you'll know what you did, that you didn't do, did or didn't do, okay? And to clarify, this card was the Ten of Swords in reverse. Ten of Swords speaks of massive betrayal, like devastating betrayal. However, it's in reverse. So this could mean we're healing and coming out of some sort of massive betrayal. It could mean that we have been massively betrayed and hurt in the past. It could be also that by maintaining our composure, we avoid these kind of like battles and betrayals and fights and getting stabbed in the back and stuff like that. So it's sort of like saying, really, you're protecting yourself in a lot more ways than one. And we have the next card out is Six of Wands. Six of Wands speaks of victory and success. So by maintaining your composure, you're able to walk in victory and success in all aspects of your life, whether it's your personal relationships, your friendship, your romantic relationships, your work relationships, whatever it is. Maintain composure, you will be the successful one every time. And wouldn't you know it, there's another star here. Didn't I say there's 4 decks? There's 4 different decks here, and 3 stars came out, you guys. I have never seen this happen, ever. 1, 2, 3. I have never seen 3 stars come out. And I was really like, what? And we have Lord Shiva over here talking about dancing with the cosmos. I'm like, dude, this is 3 stars? I mean, that's crazy, right? And it's so positive. The star to come out 3 times. I honestly, I was taken aback when I saw this happen, when it came out. I was like, what? So I don't know whoever is listening, whoever this message is resonating with, but it is a phenomenal transformational thing that's happening to you. It is absolutely divinely guided. Whatever is happening right now for you, you are living in this like, it's like a magic moment. It's like being lockstep right there with the divine. Like you're co-creating, literally co-creating your life. Everything that's happening right now in your life is as a result of your manifestations and you walking with the divine, walking with Source, God, Creator, Universe. And these spiritual gifts, I mean, God doesn't just give that to anybody, right? You got to like exercise it and practice it. Like, you know, when you're going to the gym and you work out and you get your biceps and triceps and your legs and stuff, those muscles aren't going to just grow themselves. You got to put the work in. You got a 7 of Pentacles, all that stuff. So the star card here, I'm trying to stay focused because it's like got me crazy over here. I'm like, wow. Yeah. Man, I don't even think there's even like, you're so in alignment. Good job. I don't know if anybody's told you this, but good job. Whoever is resonating with this, wow. Man, you are like, you're doing it. You're living your best life. You really are. And keep doing it because, I mean, today's thoughts and today's dreams are tomorrow's manifestations. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep manifesting. Keep attracting all of this into your life. I mean, this is just, whew, I don't even know. I'm almost speechless. I mean, it's like, what do you say to that? What do you say to 3 stars? I don't know. The stars are aligned. I mean, I think when I hear like 3 stars, I'm like, there's 3 stars on Orion's belt. I mean, maybe you have some sort of starseed connection to the Orion constellation. I don't know. You might want to look that up if that resonates. But yeah, it's phenomenal, mind-blowing. I'm going to keep going because I'm losing my mind over here. It's insane positivity. It's so good. There's like, I don't know if there's anything better than what's going on here. And I mean, maybe 3 stars is like, the stars are aligned in your personal life. The stars are aligned in your professional life. The stars are aligned in your romantic life or your health or mind, body, spirit. I mean, when Lord Shiva came out, he was talking about balancing mind, body, and spirit. Maybe this is all of those things being healed with all of this stuff you're working with, your self-acceptance, maintaining your composure, and receiving these new spiritual gifts. Let's keep going, you guys. This is beautiful. And I know we're getting ready to go over 35 minutes, but I'm not stopping. We're flowing, okay? Sorry if it's going too long. All right, the next card out is Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is, she's somebody who is like the King of Swords. So we have a divine pair. I mean, we've got a match. We've got a King and Queen of Swords over here. So we're balancing masculine and feminine energy. Yeah, we're healing. We're doing major work. Wow, this is insane. Okay. So she is going to make fair and impartial judgments. She's going to be very highly logically based and intuitive based. She's not going to be like a super emotional person. She does have emotions, yes, but they don't rule her decision making. Okay. And then we have the Knight of Swords, which is a reminder like why we want to keep our composure and sort of harness this Queen of Swords energy, Queen and King of Swords, because the Knight of Swords typically is indicative of somebody who maybe doesn't weigh all of the ins and outs, consequences, whatever, and just sort of rushes in, makes some kind of snap decision and goes full tilt like, somebody said, what? Okay, let's go. Mount up. We're going. We're going to go get them. You know, like we're just going to rush in half-cocked and go for it based on some partial information. So it's like, don't do that. Just stick in the Queen of Swords energy. And then this final card with the angel messages says power and intuition. And I honestly think this card, it doesn't say it in the book, but I honestly think this card is Raziel's card in that book. Because in other descriptions of him, they talk about him always having this rainbow aura. He's got like this rainbow multifaceted aura around him. His colors are all rainbow colors. And I'm like, wow, is this you? I'm like, did you come out twice in your reading? So yeah, it's a beautiful card though, honestly. I mean, I'm getting so much like wisdom, power, and this like, they have a lot of power, right? In this person in this card, but look at their face. They're very humble and wise. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. All right. So let's see. What do we got? Power and intention. When you align your intentions with the highest good and act with love and consideration, your power is intensified. When you draw this card, your angels are drawing close to remind you of this. You have the capacity to be a leader and guide at this time, and you are being encouraged to align with love and the highest good so that you can act from the heart. Often, when power arises within, we can find our ego gets louder, and this is because it wants us to be limited and to question or even stifle out. What does that say? Stifle? Or even stifle our growth. Don't let it hold you back now. Call in your angels and invite them to help you listen closely to the voice of your soul so that you can move forward powerfully and effectively in a loving way. That's really interesting because when it mentioned ego, because Lord Shiva, remember it said he has that cobra around his neck, and the destroyer part of him is the destroyer of the ego. I was like, oh, seeing some connections here. All right. The extended message says, angels are encouraging you to reconnect with your initial ideas and intentions for whatever you are thinking about at this time, or even for your entire life. Often we have an initial intention, and then over time our ideas change. The universe is still responding to our initial intentions, though, because we have let them go, essentially. And when we let go, we let God. So if you are confused about how to move forward at this time, you need to recognize that you are a powerful being with influence and potential. Have a clear conversation with God and your angels about your intentions, and recognize that what is unfolding at this time has the power to allow you to live your life from a space of pure potentiality. Ooh, that is a powerful message. I love it. All right. So the cards that came out to clarify this is Four Pentacles. When we see Four Pentacles, we're thinking of somebody who's like holding on tightly to their money. They've got money on their mind. They're worried about maybe their foundation. It's generally speaks kind of a lack mentality kind of. So this could have been a issue in the past where maybe, I don't know, for somebody out there, maybe you grew up poor, and so it was something you needed to heal within yourself when you discovered, like, what is a lack mentality? Well, why does this keep happening? Well, and maybe somewhere around or somewhere along the line, you did some self-healing, self-discovery, and figured out what that meant. And so this is like a past thing you were able to overcome. And then we have Death card, which speaks of rebirth, renewal, transformation. So yeah, you were able to transform these old negative thought patterns and ways of thinking, ways of living. And sometimes, if it was your situation, if it's not, don't take it, obviously, just, take what resonates. But if it was your situation or speaks closely to what you experienced as a child growing up, maybe you were in a poor household, or maybe you grew up with parents that did have money, but squandered it or spent it or whatever, and didn't have like a proper relationship with money to instill in their children. And so there was this sort of lack mentality, or like a warped sort of disrespect for money, or not like respecting money, or not being able to manage their money. Something like that is what I'm getting there. And this transformed it. So when you healed that, you transformed. And I think this has something to do with all of this healing and this magician. Because the magician, I think, is like, we're going to transform that stuff. I'm taking control of this. I'm co-creator of my existence and my past, present, future. I'm re-establishing all this stuff, and we're fixing that and healing all of it. I'm just going to leave that so we can see a star right there. Yeah. The next card out is the wheel, because it was time. It was time for you. You ended a cycle, and it was time for a new cycle. And the Wheel of Fortune changed, and the Wheel of Fortune turned in your favor. And the universe said, yes, it's time to heal all this stuff. It's time for the stars to be aligned. It's time for these new spiritual gifts to come to us. It's time for this beautiful, like, crazy, magical energy. It's insane. King of Cups is here. King of Cups is somebody who is mature, emotionally well-balanced, emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent, somebody who is also intuitive. So you may be receiving new intuitive downloads. But this is saying, like, with all of this other energy, stay balanced, because we have a lot of air, right? We have a ton of air out here. Stay balanced also emotionally. We don't want to get overly emotional in our healing process. Although it also could say, like, you don't have to get stuck in your mind. When we're capturing those thoughts, for when we talked about, like, with the King of Swords over here is that gatekeeper, right? To guard our mind and being present. Also respect our emotions. If you feel like you need to cry it out, cry it out. If you feel like you need to just kind of have a quiet, self-reflective kind of day, that's okay. You can do that too. If you feel like you just want to talk to your friends, or be a good listening ear for your friends, or you miss your friends, or, you just want to communicate to them and hang out with them and, like, share your emotional experiences and stuff, totally do that, okay? And then we have the star, which we've seen this one kind of sitting out here the whole time. And we already know, we talked about that till we're blue in the face pretty much. And since one of the things I thought was like, okay, we got all these stars and talk about the cosmos out here. And I have this deck that I don't usually use it. I mean, I haven't in a long time. It's not like one that I pull out super common. Maybe I'll start bringing it out a little bit more. And it's called Starry Beginnings, Guided Messages from the Stars Oracle Card Deck by Cassie White. And the reason I picked it when I was shopping on Amazon for it was because it had all these, like, really pretty designs and cosmic stuff in it, right? And so since there was all this talk about cosmos and stars, there's just a ton of stars out here today. I was like, let's pull a card. So the number 8 card came out, and when number 8 is the infinity symbol, right? And guess what? Our co-creator magician card has the infinity symbol right above his head. And I was like, wouldn't you know it? I'm not surprised. We're doing some really amazing things here. And it says right on the card, you are worthy. Aim for what you want and believe in yourself. You are worthy. Self-acceptance all day long, bro. You are worthy. And you're manifesting that stuff. You're co-creating your existence. It's beautiful. And then finally, with the cosmos stuff, I actually this deck just arrived today, and I wasn't going to bring it out, but I was like, okay, do you want one of these cards? I'm like, Raziel, are you showing me all this universal stuff? You want to see these? And I was like, all right, we'll do it. And this is the newest brand new deck in our collection here today, the Oracle of the Universe by Stacey DeMarco. And her cards are absolutely stunning and breathtaking and beautiful. So these ones happen to be specifically about cosmos, like this one's constellations. And it's card number 18. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 speaks of like fulfillment and ending of cycles. And this particular one is a constellation called Hydra, which in her oracle deck she refers to as a catalyst. And when I read it, it talked about some Greek mythology where somebody had to fight a Hydra and they had to keep cutting off all the heads, and the heads kept coming back. So there may be something that needs to be reevaluated in your life, that you really genuinely need to get to the root of it and cut it out and cut it off once and for all. And in the Greek story of it was a 7-headed Hydra, I think, or 7-headed Hydra. He had to cut off all the heads, and eventually somebody helped him. So he joined up with one other person. They cut off all the heads together, and then they cauterized the last stump, I guess, and then they were able to win. And the Hydra was finally put to rest. So I think this talks about something that has taken a lot of work and has taken its toll. And I think whoever this resonates with, it's something that you just have to finally cut it off completely after maybe several different attempts. It could speak of addiction. It could speak of bad habits. It could speak of giving somebody too many chances. I don't know. Whoever resonates with, you'll know if that's your card. And then we had card number 21, which 2 plus 1 is 3. Constellation. This one talks about the constellation Eridanus and confidence. So we had another one, self-worth and confidence. You are worthy. I'm just going to put it right over here. This one is the story of Helios and his chariot, and he would go across the sky and bring in the sun or something to do with the sun. And his son actually wanted to drive the chariot and got too close to the sun and got burned. But this talks about confidence. So don't be overly confident. Be the right amount of confident. We want to have balance, right? And then the final card out is card number 34, which is Omega. This is a nebula, and it speaks of being limitless. And I was like, well, that's interesting. Why is it limitless? 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 is a divine number, the angel number. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to look it up. So I'm going to set this right here actually right here is fine, while I read this one to you, because I thought this was interesting. You guys are going to be like, oh, yep, that makes sense. It says here, stop limiting yourself unnecessarily. Why fear so much? Understand why you limit yourself. Yes, you should develop healthy structure and discipline, but making yourself small on purpose benefits very few, if anyone. Release yourself from anyone who consistently keeps you on eggshells. The Omega Nebula's main claim to fame is its massive star-producing capabilities. Did you guys hear that? Massive star-producing capabilities. Like, look at all these stars out here. I just was cracking up. I was like, man, universe, you crack me up. This is hilarious. It is almost limitless. The combination of debris, dust, gases, and other unidentified swirl collide and combine to create the birth of young stars. While it is some 6,000 light years from Earth, it is incredibly bright. Lots of radiation, it says here, but appears faint. Let me flip the page here. Bear with me one moment. It appears faint if we attempt to view it with the naked eye, it sits within the, let me try to get focused here, within the Sagittarius constellation and is a distinctive horseshoe shape of the Greek letter, the Omega. Omega is the 24th and final letter in the Greek alphabet. I am the Alpha and Omega, the end and the beginning, is the expression of being limitless and all there is. While some see Omega as a conclusion, the original colloquial meaning was the opposite of that, a kind of void where there was infinite possibility. Interesting. We got infinite possibility out here, you guys. What do you want? What do you want to rate? What do you want it to be? Hello. And words of power, my creative abilities are limitless. I choose my own healthy limits. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's what you're doing. You're co-creating right here with the universe, with God, creator, source, divine spirit. Yeah. That's amazing. And look at this, all these stars. Where's that other star? There it is. We're going to just put this right on top. We got all these stars. We got this limitless star-producing Omega over here. We've got Lord Shiva out here. We've got Raziel. Wow. This is incredible. I mean, this energy, you guys, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's like intense, very intense. And it's focused. Like, I'm ready to go write down a list of goals right now. Capture your thoughts daily. Don't let self-doubt, criticism, or anything like that ruin your manifestations. It's time to take control. It's time to take the driver's seat because you're over here co-creating, whether you realize it or not. So you got to make sure you take those thoughts captive. Stay positive. Stay positive, you guys. Takes work. That means you got to be in the moment. You got to be present. Self-acceptance. Practice self-acceptance. Practice maintaining your composure. Even though you are stronger, even though you are smarter, even though you could choose somebody out 15 ways to Sunday, maintain your composure because that's where your true strength and power is. And then over here, remember that you've got power in your intentions. Do your intention setting. Do your moon rituals. The next new moon, full moon, everything that's got You guys, there is so much power here. How do you want to, what life do you want to live? Because you get to decide. And you're getting new gifts. You're in alignment and you're receiving new gifts. You are truly blessed. I claim this. I claim this for anybody this resonates with, you guys. Listen to this. Share this with the people that you think would resonate with this. This is beautiful. This is a message that a lot of people deserve to hear and I think would make somebody stay. Thank you for listening to this video. I know it's the longest one I've done, so I appreciate you taking the time. If you've been hanging in there the whole way, you're awesome. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I hope that you found this information helpful and love and light. Stay blessed, my friends. Take care.